going on, everybody? So if you know me, then you know that I am a huge Qi2 MagSafe battery pack fanatic, and with the launch of the S25 series, the first mainstream Android phone with Qi2 charging, of course I had to spend my savings and get it. As you may know, the Qi2 functionality on the S25 series is quite awkward, so it's not actually Qi2 but it's Qi2 ready, meaning that you have to have a magnetic case paired with the phone. So there's a lot of magnetic cases out there for the S25 and a lot of other Android phones, but I only came across Spigen cases that have the Qi2 certification in the description for the case. So it was a must that I go ahead and get one of these and compare it to other cases. I also have a Banks case that doesn't flaunt the Qi2 certification in the case description, so I went ahead and ran some tests to see if that Qi2 certification actually matters. All right, let's get into it. So first, let's go over this stand. This is the ESR 3-in-1 Qi2 stand with Cryo Boost active cooling. And we all know the main issue with wireless charging is the heat. The heat in the power transfer causes power to be lost and causes the charging to slow down. So more heat equals slower charging. So I only use this stand from ESR, and I will only recommend a stand like this. The charging brick that I'm connecting this stand to is a 100-watt brick from Multixel. And this brick is pretty crazy because it has 8 different charging ports and 7 different USB Type-C ports. So I'm going to run all of the tests on the 100-watt port and the 100-watt cord just to get the best results possible. I also got this cool USB Type-C wattage tester, and that's to test the wattage flowing from the brick to the charging stand. By the way, guys, like the video if you want to help me out, but if not, that's cool. And I don't see other YouTubers running these Qi2 tests on the Galaxy S25, and if you have some charging nerd friends just like us, then go ahead and share this video. Okay, so now let's run some tests on the different magnetic cases that you can get for the S25. So as I already stated, you need to pair your S25 with a magnetic Qi2 case to get the speeds of Qi2. But when looking online, as of February 2025, I only see Spigen that is flaunting the certified Qi2 quote on their product description. So I got this very sleek Spigen silicone MagFit case for the S25 Ultra, and of course it has the Qi2 certification. I got this case on sale at Amazon for about $20. The links to every product in this video will be down below. And looking on the Spigen website, it looks like they're selling this case for $40. So if you're interested, make sure you get this case soon and get it on Amazon because the price is most likely going to go up. It's a soft touch silicone case, which is exactly my style of cases. It offers a ton of grip, but it's actually not too grippy so that it gets stuck in your pocket. So that is great. There's a lip that covers up the screen so that you can slam the case on the phone. The buttons are covered up and they're very clicky, and the case goes all around the phone 360 and there's no gaps on the sides. But this is still a slimmer case, so it won't offer the best protection, but this is exactly the size that I prefer. The camera bump is going to be a huge deciding factor of which case you're going to get if you have an S25 and you want to use magnetic charging banks, because most power banks overlap on the camera on the S25 series and it doesn't fit flush on the phone. I'm pretty sure that can hinder the charging speeds and it can just be incredibly annoying. But that's not the case for other MagSafe accessories like charging pucks or stands, because the surface area of those accessories don't overlap with the camera. So with the Spigen case, there is a very tiny camera bump. It's so small that it actually doesn't really impact the charging brick and it sits flush on the phone. The other case that I'm going to test this out with is the Banks Armor Pro series of cases. It's magnetic, but it doesn't have the Qi2 certification. So I really want to see if there's a difference or not between these two cases in terms of charging speed. This is a very stylish Kevlar case with the Kevlar material. There's a lip to protect the screen, and the case goes all the way around the phone as well. But with this case, there's a pretty big camera bump, and that's to protect the cameras. So if you're using a MagSafe battery pack, then it will overlap on the camera bump. So keep that in mind. But if you're one that really wants that camera protection, then this will be the case for you. So I tested both of these cases on the S25 with the ESR 3-in-1 Qi2 stand with the Cryo Boost active cooling to get the best results. And those wattage results are pretty interesting. So with the Spigen case, we are pulling about 20 watts outside the charging brick into the stand. The Qi2 standard is 15 watts, so that leads me to believe that there is 15 watts going from the stand into the S25 wirelessly. It's pretty hard to see the live charging speeds of a wireless charge. I know that there are some apps that show the live charging speeds on your Android phone, but when you're charging your device and the screen is on, the charging is slowed down and not all the way accurate. Also, if you're charging the phone and there's a lot of background activities, then the charging will most likely slow down too. So I chose not to use that form of testing, because to get the best charging speeds, you will need to turn the phone off and leave it idle. with the bank's case, we got around 11 watts coming out of the brick. And that's a pretty significant gap in my opinion. So the standard of Qi2 charging is 15 watts. So if you're not getting 15 watts coming out the brick, then there's no way that you're getting 15 watts going from the stand to the phone wirelessly. So yeah, these results were extremely interesting. As for the cases, I'm not sure if it's the placement of the magnets that are a little bit off from the banks versus the Spigen, but the Spigen case clearly draws more power, thus charging faster wirelessly. A fellow commenter of mine did point out to me that there may be NFC communications in the Qi2 certified case, signaling the top Qi2 speeds from the case to the phone to the Qi2 certified charger. So there you have it, guys. So if you're a charging nerd like me, which you most likely are because you watched this video all the way through the end, then now you know that the Qi2 certifications on the Spigen cases do matter, and they do charge faster than other cases that don't have the Qi2 certification listed. Now, if you want to see my personal favorite ultra slim 10K Qi2 MagSafe battery pack for the S25 Ultra, then watch this video right here, and I'll talk to y'all next time.